Hi, welcome to the Craft Channel. My name's Corinne Brad, and today I want to show you some of the foils and the foiling products that are available from Thermoweb so that you can make your own shiny cards and gift tags and all kinds of things. I'll show you this one here. I love this glittering gold background. And a lot of the time, if you see foiled products, you have to have access to a toner photocopier, which is all very well if you've got a friendly workplace, but your average household doesn't have a toner photocopier. So what Thermoweb have done is they've got a range of things called foil mates, and they are pre-tonered pieces of card and sentiments. They also do what are called peel and stick toner sheets. I don't know if you can see that shining off there. And it's a nice sort of A4 sheet of a sticky backed solid toner, and you can use it to die cut shapes from, like this owl here. And then you can foil that to make your own foiled embellishments on there. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to add toner to one of these foil mates. I've got a sheet of glimmering gold holographic foil. The background of that is quite fragile. I mean, it's not, you know, I can run my fingers over it and it's not going to have a problem, but if you crease it or you scratch it, it will lift the foil off there. So what I tend to do is cut a piece that's not too much bigger than the thing I want to cover. And you can cut it with a scalpel like this, but if your scalpel's not as sharp as it should be, or you're not holding it down as hard as you could do, you do risk rucking up the foil. So if you've got a rotary cutter, just like a pizza slicer, you can cut that foil without it dragging. So each pack of toner sheet or foil mate will come with some greaseproof paper so that you can pop your sandwich. So what I've got is I've got the toner side up, I've got the dull side down, so the shiny side is up, and then sandwich it in there. And what you need to make sure is that this goes through your machine completely flat, because sometimes what happens is if you get a ruck up in your greaseproof paper, it will ruck the foil up and then you don't get a perfect adhesion on the toner sheet. So let me just pop this laminator. This is a hot laminator. I don't know what temperature it gets to. Pretty hot by the feel of it at the minute. So feed it in carefully. Don't push it in, just let the rollers take it. And don't be tempted, if you've got an adjustable speed on your laminator, don't be tempted to speed it up. You want this to take about 30 seconds to get through, because really it needs to give the toner time to heat up so it can adhere to the foil, so you get a good finish on it. But obviously when I'm just sitting here talking, it is being the slowest thing in the world. But it should just go through nice and easily. If you're in any doubt as to the heat of your toner, if you don't think it's hot enough or you don't think it's slow enough, you can always run it through a second time. What is a good judge of whether you need to run it through a second time is, if I show you in a second, I'll just lift that out the back there. When you lift that up, now I don't know if you can see that on here, but I can see where the foil has stuck to the toner sheet. So I am pretty confident that if I just let this cool down for a little while longer, just wave it in the air a bit, when I peel this off, it will have a perfect transference of gold foil onto the toner. So this is the moment of truth. As you know, with live videos, I like to make mistakes so I can show you. Oh, no, I haven't made a mistake. Look at that. Beautifully foiled, beautifully clean. And it is well adhered. The other thing is, don't throw this bit away, because if I've got time at the end, I'm going to show you what you can do with that excess bit of foil. So, I've got myself a card blank, which is A5 size, and I'm just going to trim this foil sheet, or foiled sheet, down to about 5 mils smaller than my card blank. And if you use a metal rule, just be a little bit careful how you cut, because if you drag it across your foiled surface, you will mess it up, in all honesty. Just cut this a bit smaller. So I've got an even border all the way around. Yeah, as I say, it's easier to lift and move your ruler than it is to just drag it across. Like so. And then, oh. Just a bit of glue. And the paper, or the cardstock that these foil mates are printed on, actually is quite a high quality. So you can use sort of a semi-wet glue and there's no risk of it buckling up. And again, normally when you do that, I'd go like that and give it a good rub down. Because I want to be careful of the surface, I'm going to turn it upside down. We'll put that to one side. So, I've cut out my little owl shape here. And as I say, this is from the peel and stick toner sheets, which have an adhesive back. And it works in exactly the same way. So let's find, I mean, there's a myriad colours of foils that you can get. Let's find this nice amethyst. Let's lay it down. And you don't need an excessive amount of foil. You just need enough to cover the area that you're working on. So I am going to use a scalpel. And I'm just going to cut the piece that I need. Find your greaseproof paper. Pop your owl or your whatever die cut shape you've used in there, pop it face up so the black side is up. Lay your foil on top of it and sandwich it in between those layers. Let's just grab this again. It's getting warmer by the minute. And again, feed it through. Now I can see that I've slightly wrinkled the greaseproof paper as it's going through. I'm hoping that the object inside there is small enough that it's not going to make a difference. I'm also hoping it's not going to jam up as it comes out the other side. But there you go. I might just run that through another time because I have no idea what's happened there. Most laminators will have what's called a jam release on there, and what it is essentially is a button that allows you to separate the rollers so you can pull out your jam. Just have a look at the damage. You know what, it's not brilliant, but I think it's salvageable, and I'm just going to run it through in the opposite direction. So it will do one of two things. It will either iron out the creases or it will catch fire. But let's hope it's the former. If you've ever watched any of my other craft videos, you know that I hate waste. And if there's a way of fixing something that's potentially gone wrong, then I'll find it. And I think the very pressure of this hot rollers has actually fixed the problem. There we go. Find out in a second when I let it cool down and peel it apart. But that, in all honesty, is user error. It's the pressure of doing it under a camera in a hurry. So let me just peel and reveal. And there we have our foiled owl. Now, I'll be honest, it is not as clean as the beautiful bronze one that I did in the comfort of my own home because of the rucked upness. But it's good enough for the purposes of demonstration. Let me just put my glasses on so I can see where the backing is. So either use a scalpel or a thumbnail to peel off that backing. Line it up on your card and place it. Stick it down lightly to start with, because once it is down, you can't really reposition it, because the adhesive, oh, I'm having terrible trouble with this paper today. The adhesive will pull off the foil underneath. So here's quite nice. I'm just going to turn that off a minute before it does catch fire. But the other thing, as I've done with this card here, is what you can do is if you cut another die cut image out of the card and then pop out the little sections that you would normally just pop in the bin, put a bit of glue on the back, and you can just fill in the holes of your foiled image. And then what it does is it then takes the distraction of that stripy background out, and you can actually see the motif much more clearly, like so. So you end up, say, sadly I didn't do this one in the same colour as that one, but you can end up filling it in. So you've got two lots of foiling. You've got the foiling on the foil mates, you've got the foiling on your die cut, but then you've also got the added parts of your die cut going in there. And I was just going to show you, because that's the other thing as well, once you've pressed out all these pieces of the die cut, don't waste that die cut, just make yourself another card with a foil background and just a plain die cut image on it. Never waste a thing. But I was going to show you how you get this effect on this card, which is by using the excess from your background, and all you do is cut yourself a piece of this peel and stick toner sheet. Hold on. Let's just cut a small piece for now. And then if you lay this over the top, like so. Oh, I've turned the laminator off now, haven't I? Hold on. Turn it back on. Pop it inside your misbehaving greaseproof paper. And feed it through. And I'll show you something in a minute. The other thing also, talking about the foil mates that you can also get some great little sentiments, which again are printed black toner on a decent white card. And if you've got odd scraps of foil left over from other projects, they're the perfect thing to use those scraps of foil up on. And then you can add them to your cards. You know, even if you've got a card that's no other foiling on it whatsoever, that added sentiment just adds a little bit of glamour to it. Ooh. Let this cool down. And then just peel it away. So you've got another stripy background. Okay, if you don't like black, then that's slightly unfortunate, but what it does mean is you've used up all that leftover foil. There's no waste there. So another great money-saving tip to make as many cards as you can out of one thing. There's nothing worse than cutting this and cutting that and having this left over and having that left over and not being able to put it all together. So I hope you like those cards. I hope you will join us again very, very soon for another demonstration. And as I say, have a look and see the various colours of foils that you can get from the Thermoweb range. It's a Deco foil range. And you can get them in tubes of 5 sheets, you can get them in flat packs of 5 sheets. Really depending on the size of project that you want to do, will depend on whether you get what is effectively an A5 sheet or slightly bigger. So I will see you very, very soon. In the meantime, happy foiling, and thank you very much for watching. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.